Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever one of those you want. It's afternoon for me, so it's good afternoon. Okay, so what am I here for today? You may wonder. I shall tell you. A couple of months' time in November, it will be the 55th anniversary of the Beatles-White Album. And because of that, I've decided to show you a CD which is related to said album, and it is called the Peter Sellers tape. Okay, so back in August of 1968, Ringo gave to Peter Sellers a reel-to-reel tape of 12 songs from the White Album. And one of those 12 songs didn't actually make the final cut. So what I'll do, I'm just going to run through each track quickly, won't be too long, and just point out any difference, what's worth talking about. Okay, so track 1 is Back in the USSR. It's take 6, remix 1, and the difference on this one is slightly longer aeroplane sound at the beginning and at the end, and there's an engineer's voice at the beginning. Okay, track number 2. Bear in mind these are all they're all mono mixes, these are, so which were different from the stereo ones anyway. I grew up with the mono one, so I'm more familiar with mono. So track 2 is A Rocky Raccoon, take 10, remix 1. Now, no difference with this one, just an engineer's voice at the start saying RM1. Same with track 3, Wild Honey Pie, take 1, RM6. So there's the voice RM6 at the beginning. Track 4, Mother Nature's Son, take 26, RM8. No difference. Track number 5, we have Sexy Sadie, take 117, RM5. Now there is a difference on this one. It's about 45 seconds longer than the official release. The fade out at the end is a bit longer, and there's also a few seconds of music prior to the fade out, which was taken out. A bit of keyboard, which is a familiar motif throughout the song. It was taken out, edited out, and it was a better job. The finished version is an improvement, so whoever decided on the small edit made the right choice. Okay, so we move forward to track number 6, which Don't Pass Me By. It's take 7 with an edit piece. It's remix 4. But the only difference to this, quite a big difference, is there's an extra verse, and at the end Ringo can be heard like clapping. There's a clapping sound, and there's a dog barking, and there's some noise, and there's shouting, and I think Ringo shouts out at one point, "Bravo!" and there's this clapping sound. It goes on for a few seconds, and at the end Ringo shouts out something like, "If you want more, you got to turn over the tape." And the voice sounds like the voice at the end of "I've got blisters on my fingers." It's the same sort of shout. I just noticed that one of us, same voice. It's Ringo. It's the same manner of shout, so to speak. So that's interesting. So we move on to track number 7, which is Your Blues. Now the only difference to this one is it's got a bit of an Indian music at the beginning. Now I don't understand that one. Maybe Ringo just stuck that on for a joke, for Peter Sellers. I don't know. But it sounds like it was recorded externally from maybe a TV or an album or the radio. I just don't know. It goes on for maybe 2-3 minutes, and then Your Blues kicks in, the version we are familiar with. So it's just got this Indian thing at the beginning, which is a bit strange, but nevertheless makes it interesting, I think. Right, on to number 8, which is Good Night. This is take 34, remix 6. The difference with this one is Ringo's voice is slightly lower in the mix and the orchestration and backing vocals are slightly higher. So it's a different sound, but I think you'll find the official release is better. Obviously, that's why it was done. So moving forward now to Everybody's Got Something to Hide except for me and my monkey. Now the difference with this is there's a count-in from John, 1, 2, 3, 4, but his vocals seem more crisp, more sharp. There's a slight difference on the voice. It is interesting to hear this one. This is a nice one. So this one is worth checking out. So we'll move forward again to Blackbird. This is track number 11. So this is the penultimate track. This is take 32, remix 6. Now there's a couple of differences. One is there's no bird sounds. Now I don't know about you, but were those bird sounds necessary? Maybe, maybe not. But I think when you hear a version without the bird song, you think, well, maybe they needn't have done that. But they're there now, and that's what the Beatles decided, so I'm happy. The other difference is there's a slight reverb on Paul's voice. So that's the main difference. So there's a different feel. So they've got the reverb and lack of birds. So it's still a great track. Moving to the very last track now, which is track 12. Now this one didn't make the album. It is the song Not Guilty by George. And this is take 102, remix 1. Now I can't remember now how many takes they did of this one. I know it's a flipping lot. It is a lot. I think it was the most amount of takes the Beatles ever did on one song, if I remember rightly. So I think this might have been on the Anthology 3. Not 100% sure on that one, but it has got a longer fade out at the end, a noisy fade out, and what happens is it does fade where you would expect a little bit, and then it sort of fades back in again for a couple of minutes. So it's quite a long song. I think it's some 8, 9, 10 minutes, I think, maybe, I don't know. It is quite long, but it doesn't work, and hence that's why it wasn't on the album. So I mean, some people say they could have put Not Guilty on the album and taken away Revolution 9, but I'm not in that thinking. I think Revolution 9's fine, and Not Guilty, it didn't quite work, so probably better off without Not Guilty on the final double album. Okay, I'm losing my voice a little bit here. Maybe because I've had 2 goes at making this video. I had a couple of mistakes on the last one, so I've started again, and here we are. Right, we've come to the end now, so I think it's safe to say I'm finished, and I would thank you for sticking by. Cheers.